What's up, y'all? AJ Simmons here, back with another great interview for you guys. Today's guest, let me get my notes out here because I want to make sure I introduce her the proper way. Today's guest reached out to me, I believe, in May, and about starting a cleaning company. And then she decided she actually didn't need to start a kit because she was pretty much ahead of the game. But she did join Calculated Clean, the mobile app, and March of this. That was March of this year. Now here we are, a couple months later. And she reached out to me and she told me that she was already at that 5K mark. So I said, let me go ahead and get you on here, get you on for an interview so you can share with us what your secret is and how you got here so far. So please help me welcome Miss Candice Monroe, y'all. How you doing, Miss Candice?
Headed to the top, ain't none of y'all stopping me. Used to say I never get a ring, Charles Barkley. Now I got a wife, got kids, own property. Bubble-eyed beans that look like that be watching me. Okay, I lied about the beans, but that was hard though. I'm still in that black act, but she starred though. Cause that's all it takes. I'm flashing for. I'm on my grind, not no more fashion show.
Well, hello, how y'all doing?
Good. Thank you. So can you go ahead and just open us up, right, and let us know a little bit about your background, where you're from, about your company, everything.
Okay, well, I started my first business when I was 18. I did a multi-level marketing thing where I was trying to get people in and doing multi-level marketing. So that was my first business stint that I ever tried. And that's what gave me the momentum to keep going because I made $500 my first day when I was 18 years old. So that gave me, I was like, oh my God, I can make money like this not working. So once I got that programmed in my head, that was it. From there, I read Millionaire Next Door, Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. When I was like 18 years old, I'm reading these types of books. So that's where the mindset, I changed my mindset a long time ago, And so when I was 25, I was working with a friend and he had a cleaning service. And he bought into Jenna King. It was a franchise. You know Jenna King is. But anyhow, that's how I got introduced to the cleaning business. And when I found out how much money he was making, I was like, hold up, and you go work how many hours a day? And I'm already a clean freak, and I love to clean. That was already something I love to do. So once I went and worked with him a couple of times, and I'm like, dang, this lucrative. And he actually turned me on to Corvus Janitorial. I don't know if you know what Corvus is, but they're just right up there with Jenna King. And that's who I first invested to when I was 25. That's when I bought my first, I took $1,500 and bought the franchise. I did really well. I was up to like $10,000 a month in accounts, but they were taking all of my money, of course. So I really wasn't balling like I thought it was.
Right.
And I didn't have a plan at all then. I just looked at the money, didn't look at the business. And so that's how I got involved. And then my mother passed away in 2012, and I had a whole bunch of accounts, and I went through a mental breakdown and all that stuff. So I pretty much I went back to my my head person at the Corvus and told them, look, I can't do this anymore. I got too much going on. And they pretty much distributed my accounts amongst different people. So I pretty much had to get out of it. But I never gave up. I was always about my cleaning business. So I continued doing houses and stuff like that, but I didn't really get that serious about it. Like until 2017, I started doing more research and I'm finding out about these lead generation services because that's all I've been missing because I'm good at sales. I can talk to people. It's nothing for me to just go talk to people. So I started researching like, how the heck are they getting all these darn leads? And so that's what was missing. That's what I didn't know. And I mean, it was kind of common sense if I would have started researching, but once I started looking into lead generation programs, Thumbtack, Angie's List, I mean, I've been burnt out by all of them. I've spent a whole lot of money with them to get nowhere, but that's what got my momentum back going in 2017. And I was still candy coated environmental stuff with my name in it. And so, okay, in 2019, I started, thinking like, I got to get back into my cleaning service. And so I started just staying up all night on Google University, WikiHow University, like just studying everything about the cleaning business, up all night, reading stuff on the ESA website, just anything cleaning related. so I just kept researching and researching anything business, I mean, in cleaning related. And then when the pandemic, I was at Coca-Cola when the pandemic hit, and I was still planning every day, like I'm gonna start my business back. So I was trying to think of a name, another name, because I was like, hey, I want to go completely commercial now, so I can't be trying to market candy coated environmental service to a building like Coca-Cola, so to speak.
Right.
So I had to come up with a different name, of course, and you got to pivot. So I canceled Candy Coated, which I made that when I was like 24 years old. So I'm way over now. So that's how I came up with the name Pure Space, which is short for Purified Space. Okay. And I came up with that because I was doing the electrostatic spraying in the beginning of the pandemic, and that was the motivation for the name. Although I still was just a cleaning service, all in all, it didn't matter. But I intentionally put disinfectant in it because I was supposed to be, at the time, if things would have took off right then like I wanted them to, I was going to be using search engine optimization a lot. And so when they Google the word disinfecting, my name would just pop up. So that was the goal of putting the word disinfecting, you just, so, and that's how I came up with Pure Space Disinfecting Company. Well, we took company off of this LLC to, just shorten it a little bit. And here I am. I've been back up for a year. I was doing an Airbnb every day, making good money off of that. Till something happened, nothing to do with me, but an incident happened there, so I don't have that anymore. And I have my car lot.
Right. Okay.
And, my tax office, which the CPA that runs that tax office is my partner and my mentor as well. So, but that's how Pure Space came about, and that's how I came up with this thing, and here I am.
That's what's up. That's what's up. And actually, that's a good lesson in itself, because people always ask me, well, AJ, how do I come up with the name, or what is is that important? And I always tell people, don't overthink about that in the beginning, because honestly, you can always change it, just like you did, right? And that thing look official. I see the banner back there in the background.
Yeah, I designed it myself, and the little green dot is a germ. So when I came up with the initial idea, the guy that we did it together, he did. I mean, I gave him, I drew it like, hey, I need this to be a germ, and I mean, we just came up with it, and he came, and it just worked out. I was like, that looks really sweet. I can see that on my van. I can see that on my shirts. And so that's how Pure Space started.
That's what's up. All right, so now we're gonna cut to the chase, because I kind of hinted at it in the intro about your revenue. So if you could, in your own words, just kind of share with us what you're doing as far as revenue so far, and then how long it took you to get to that point.
Okay. I'm at about 48, almost at the 5K mark. What did I do to get here? Hey, let me tell you my story.
All right.
I started this restaurant. I don't know if I can say the names of them. I don't know. You might know, but I don't say it. I just say a major restaurant chain.
Right.
Yeah, I've been doing this subcontract, and I was about to get out of it because I'm like, I can't keep doing this. I ain't making no money off of this.
Right.
But fortunately, this guy was looking for somebody to take over his account.
Yeah.
And guess where I met him at? I went on Craigslist on a humbug one day. My business partner, the CPA guy, he said, "Candice, just go on Craigslist and see if you can get a client."
Right.
That same day I went on there, and it was an advertisement that help cleaners needed. And I was like, let me just see who this is. And the guy was like, no text messages, call me directly. I was like, okay, this gotta be a scam or something. But I called him, and he told me the restaurant. And I was like, well, he was like, can you come start at like 2 in the morning? Because, and I was like, well, sure, I'm used to doing it because I did PF Chains with the franchise.
Right.
So I know about the restaurant floors and all that. So that's how I ended up, and I started with him, and I've been doing that for going on 7 months. And then like a month ago, he just was like, can you take over Concord, North Carolina? And I'm like, hold up, are you serious?
Wow, so hold up.
Yeah, and then he said, can you take over the one in Hickory, North Carolina? And I'm like, why is he giving me all this money? But he has so many accounts that he's just overwhelmed. And then I guess another one that's hanging there, I might be taking over that one too, the same restaurant chain. So.
Wow. So this person, so who is this? Is this person the owner of the restaurant?
No, he owns a cleaning company just like me.
Gotcha. So okay, so it's like a partnership thing.
Yeah, and then I mean he's just I didn't know he was the plug. This guy is the plug now. I'm like, wow, it's amazing because sometimes, I mean, subs aren't always good, but you never know if they're looking to get rid of some accounts.
Right.
See, I didn't think of it like that, but this guy was looking for somebody to take over, and I ended up doing a good job. I've never had a complaint at the restaurant.
Wow.
And so I was the perfect fit, and so I signed my deal with Hickory. And this guy, he ready to turn me on to other people. He's like golf with all these millionaires, so it's
Right.
like they just set me up for success. And like I said, I didn't even put effort into getting these accounts. I didn't have to buy a lead. I just put in hard work, and it paid off.
Yeah, and see, people sleep on Craigslist, man. I always tell people I lived by Craigslist in my day, man.
I had no clue that when my business partner, he said, just go on Craigslist. I did it right then and there and I've been connected with Brad ever since. Thanks, Brad.
Yeah, shout out Brad, man. We got to get Brad on for an interview next, right?
The plug.
That's what's up.
Oh, not only did I get this opportunity, there's a guy that he's connected with that's giving away 17 accounts because he's giving his business away basically. And so Brad said, just stay by the phone.
Right. That's crazy. You see, but that's what hard work. Like sometimes I always tell people, sometimes the best thing you can do is simply be in business. And a lot of times opportunities come too, because if you ain't ready, if you don't put yourself out there, if they would have came to you, you ain't have your LLC, your insurance, everything ready.
Just had this conversation. I had my paperwork in line this time.
Yep.
I had my insurance. I had, thanks to Katrina, I know she okay with that, but I was trying to find a good insurance company those people really, I went through with them. But yeah, it's just, I had my paperwork in line at the time. It's just perfect timing, and I can just say God is good, because I mean, it just changed my whole life overnight, because I was about to I was like, I can't keep doing it. But you know, and I was like telling myself eventually, because Brad and I already know, like, people that clean like us, we're usually business owners. It's hard to find people dedicated like us that's gonna work with somebody, you know. And so we already was in discussion about stuff. So I mean, and this just worked out that I didn't have to do sales to get it. I already know the owners. I see the owner every day, like speak to him, or you know. So I was just in there, so that worked out.
That's what's up. So I gotta ask you this now. So why did you stick with restaurant? Because I was gonna ask you why restaurants in general, but obviously you got started with them through your franchise at first. So what made you stick with them? Because I know me, I had one restaurant through my franchise. They scared me away. I ain't want to touch them no more. So what made you stick with them?
I like to get dirty.
Okay.
Yeah, I like dirty. I love it. I love it. So stuff like it might be overwhelming to some people, but when I look at it, I can just see the problem. I can solve the problem immediately. So I just love it when it's out of whack. That just drives me.
Okay.
Out of order, I'm just driven to fix it, and it's easy to me. It might not be easy to the next person, but for me, seeing all that grease and stuff is a motivation.
Absolutely. Okay, now I watched some of your YouTube videos, and we're gonna touch on your YouTube channel later on, but I watched some of your videos, and and so I know one time when you first started our lead you tried out our lead generation service, and I'm just gonna tell the part that you didn't want to tell. I'm gonna go ahead and put it out here. So when you bought a lead from us, the very first one we sent you won't quite right. And I don't think the second one was even, and I can't remember all the way, but it might have even been a third time we sent you.
It was a pop shop, and I'm like, these people cleaning this themselves, you know. So
right.
I mean, it didn't. It's just business for me. I don't sweat small things.
Right, and that's what I was going to ask you, because I'm thinking, because like you still stuck with us. You was like, look, I believe in you, AJ. We can still give you a try, and I appreciated that. You know what I mean?
This network, because this is what I've been looking for years. And so when I came, I'm like, man, where is this dude been? I'm on YouTube looking at, but I'm looking at other cleaning videos. I think I was on the other side, is what I'm saying.
Right.
The wrong cleaning videos that suited me, the people that I was following.
There you go.
Yeah, so I found where I belong, and that's just
right. So, and I think that, so you tried Home Advisor and all this. Oh, hell no.
What is that?
You see that? big old B. Hold up, my bad. Let me get rid of this B. Look, I'm like, hold up. I heard it before. I'm like, wait a minute.
No, I'm thinking he about to fly this way, so I even moved over here.
Let me let this thing out of here. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's funny, man.
But I do not do bugs.
I don't think too many people do. That's not like my son.
I got him. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Look, did you see me look over there earlier? I looked over and I'm like, what is that loud noise? And that thing was over there rattling. And I said, if he come over here, it's gonna be some problem.
That's funny.
I'm sorry.
Well, I need this laugh today because the devil tried to be busy this morning, so I need all the
Right. All right, where were we? I'm sorry. I done messed it all up. I'm gonna have to edit now. I be trying to get through the whole thing with no editing that way. You know what I mean? I like to be as real as it possibly can be. I probably should leave that in so people can laugh.
I think so, because I'm silly anyway, so hey. It might happen while I was on the interview. I'm gonna tell you that.
Right. Exactly. All right. So I think where I was getting at was you tried us after you tried Home Advisor and some of the other companies. And so I think too, that's what helped with your patience, is because, a lot of people try us first and they never been in this business before. And so they be like, oh no, you a scam. We went out there. They said they didn't even know I was coming. I'm like, listen. It's not like, I promise you we didn't do that on purpose. All you gotta do is let us know we're gonna replace it.
Right. And I understand that, but I'd rather pay $125 than $230, $200, whatever. I did that a few times, and I wasn't paying for it at the time. My investor thought it was a good idea, but that's his money. But now he put all that money in, and now I'm just doing this on myself. Like I'm doing the Clean Biz Network on my own now, because but he's still there, but he tried that out, so he's discouraged.
Right.
Not my fault.
Absolutely.
I just see more potential in your program. Because you're getting the whole kit and caboodle. You're not just getting a lead. You think you're helping. The master class. You're going above and beyond. And when I look at your app, and you did this yourself, I'm like, this dude put serious time and energy into this. So I feel your drive and your motivation. Like that app is the bomb, and that takes a lot of time. And then I saw a video you did about taking something like spending time alone.
Right.
And that's the only way you can accomplish something like that and make it fruitate and manifest is to spend time alone.
100%.
You gotta cut everybody off. And so that's where I'm at in my life. I done cut everybody off.
For real, man.
And also where I'm at in my business is also a result of me having 6 months last year to completely be able to focus on my business. And you know that 6 months of focus can put you 5 years ahead in life.
Yep.
And I was able to meticulously every single day, all day, 24 hours a day, focus on researching the electrostatic spraying business and all that. I know chemical compounds and everything. Now I probably could teach a microbiology class.
Right.
I stayed up all night because I felt like if I'm going to be electrostatic spraying, when people are asking me what I'm spraying, I need to know exactly what's in this stuff. And so I spend a lot of time researching, and it's fruitful when and it just feels good to be here. But that is why I saw your tenacity and your drive. Like this dude, I understand what comes into putting a app together and all that, and that's a lot of work.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And it's great because when you said you'd be searching WikiHow, when you said WikiHow, I'm like, wait a minute, you really be searching, because most people ain't even never heard of no WikiHow, man.
It's for everything. If you want to know anything, go to Wiki. If you could say WikiHow to build a building, the instructions will actually be there.
Yep. 100%.
That and my website ain't even up and running yet. But it's a Wix site. You can click on it. But guess how I found out how to do that? On WikiHow. So I have a Wix site that I developed myself. I went on there. I did it myself. Like nobody helped me.
There you go.
It ain't the bomb, but I stayed up all night and kept fooling with it. And I have a website, but it's not an active. I'm working on that now, getting a real website because it's about to be there. So
see, and that's a lesson in itself. Like, look what you can accomplish even without having a website. People love to make excuses, man. Like, well, I ain't got no website. Well, I ain't got this. Listen, you
I
don't need
did,
it.
yeah. I mean, it's there, but you got to click on the link. It ain't like it ain't a .com, you know. So, but
Okay.
that's next. But you got to have that start off with baby steps. So, but at least I got one there. You can click on.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I got to ask you this. So about how much would you say it costed you to get started with the Peer Space, and how did you get the money to start it?
I've been using my stimulus money.
All right. All right.
I turned the pandemic into a plandemic.
Right.
And I used my stimulus, every dime of my stimulus money or whatever I got, all that went into something business related. I have supplies stockpile, because I got a church I'm about to do too. And I used your app to come up with my numbers, 8,500 square feet, cleaner and disinfectant. But yeah, so I got supplies is what I'm saying. But I took all my money, everything. I mean, any dime I get, I put it towards my business. I'm just an investing type of person. I don't spend money, I invest. So
Right.
that's how I did it. I just been buying little stuff here and there, like just small things, and they just adding up. And I'm just always ready when I get a phone call. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Okay, now I gotta ask you this because I know you got those restaurants, and I know restaurants can be tough. So, what's your work schedule like? Like maybe how many hours you working per day, and just kind of detail what a day in the life is as a new cleaning business owner.
Okay. Since I've been doing Concord, North Carolina for 8 months now, I have mastered that to where I can do it in an hour by myself.
Okay.
I mean, my production rate. I work like two people anyway. That's why it's hard for people to work with me because y'all don't be moving. Like, come on.
Right.
But I work like two people because I just use my brain first, and so I master that. I do it in an hour, maybe an hour and a half. So with Hickory, they're a little more volume there. So I'm still learning that when I've been there 4 weeks. So I'm still learning it and getting it under control. So I'm spending about an hour and 45 minutes there. And an hour and 30 at the other one. And I'm training my first cousin right now. So we're doing about roughly 3 hours in actual work time, 3.5 hours.
Wow.
In work time. But I'm driving, which is 48 minutes from my house to Hickory and 20 minutes to Concord from my house.
Gotcha. And what all those 5 days a week?
7 days a week. I haven't had a day off in like 50 days.
Gotcha.
I haven't been off period. But like I tell people, I don't feel it because I ain't working for somebody else. I ain't going to, it's my business, so I don't feel it. I don't feel nothing.
Exactly.
I'll get a day off eventually, but that's not the goal right now. I just want to get these restaurants. I want to get them right. I'm in there, so my only goal is to make sure they straight right now.
That's right. Now I gotta ask you this. So what made you start the YouTube channel? Because I see you documenting on your journey over there. So can you kind of just let us know what went into your mind when you decided to do that part?
Well, I actually supposed to do it back in 2020. But I didn't know what I wanted to document. I wasn't sure how or what I was going to do on my channel. And I don't know if you've seen it, but I was supposed to do a commercial when I had my investor in the beginning, like a real TV commercial. We were supposed to be doing that. So I was, documented that. And I was just thinking about it. I just didn't know how I wanted to do it. And I was watching one of your videos one day, and AJ Simmons said, document success. And I was like, you know what? This is exactly what I need to do. So you are the motivation behind my YouTube channel.
Wow, that's what's up.
I said, you know what? I ain't that camera shy. I'm just gonna go in. I'm gonna be vulnerable. Like I would never let people see me with no bonnet on my head.
Right.
But being that I'm documenting, I can't be out there with no a restaurant with no wig on and all that. You can't be trying to be cute. You're real. So.
Right.
That's why, and you know what? I feel okay wearing my scarf now and stuff. I'm showing what really goes on behind the scenes, and so that's why I started it, because you said document it, so I listened to you. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's what's up.
I listen to the bosses now. I listen to bosses. So,
right. That's what's up. So let me ask you this. I see you got your son working with you on your channel as well, and I shout out to him. So how did you get him to work with you, and then also I guess it's any advice you can share with somebody else that might have like a teenage son or something that they wish that their son or their child would work with them, but they can't get them to work. So can you just kind of speak on that a little bit?
Well, he worked at night. I mean, Zach will work with me, and I mean, his motivation that night, he just didn't want his mama out there by herself in Hickory.
That's
So,
what's up.
you know, I ain't scared. I'm going to get my bag regardless. And he said he gonna come back and help me, but the way I mean, he decided on his own to do that night, you know. So I don't know. He into girls right now, so he doesn't like really. He was supposed to come back the next night, but it was a challenge. But I don't know what kind of advice to get for these teenagers these days.
That's what's up. That's 100 right there.
That got girls. Yeah, he ain't trying to be.
Shout out to him for coming that night though, making sure you weren't by yourself though.
He'll be back. And see, Zach, I had my own courier service. I used to deliver car parts, and he used to ride with me and help me with that. Yeah, I just always been a person to work for myself. I don't like being an employee. So,
right.
But Zach always been my road dog, but he's getting over now, so I don't have no advice for that. I got kids that's like a square with no social life. They might.
Right. Facts though. Right. I listen, at 17, you couldn't tell me anything at 17. So I know 17, 18, 19, 20, probably up until about 21.
Right.
Yep. So, all right. So let me ask you this. So I think I heard you say you got an investor. And so could you kind of touch on how that relationship is structured, and then also advice to somebody who might want an investor, how they could go about getting one?
Okay, my investor is like a mentor, and he's just not a financial investor. He invests a lot of things, mental and all kinds of stuff. But in the beginning of the pandemic, he made me an offer I couldn't refuse. He was like, "Hey, take these stats, or I'll loan you, and you just pay me back double."
Okay.
Okay, and we didn't ever get there, thank God. It's a long story because I don't know if I told you, but I went through some stuff in 2020 where I went through some stuff for 7 months, but it allowed me to focus.
Right. Right.
And so when the incident happened, it wasn't a good idea for me to take that amount of money.
Right.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not in the right place to do this.
That's smart.
Yeah, and so I mean, it was enticing, but we didn't go through with it. I mean, the contract was there; we was about to do it, and but guess what? We just talked the other day. He's like, "You really don't need me now."
Yeah.
So I don't owe nobody nothing, and so here's where his place is going to be now. We discussed it, like once I start having to hire people and my business begins to grow. If I need help making payroll or something like that, I got him right there.
Right.
Because he's a millionaire, like he's good. So,
that's what's up.
Yeah, so I really don't. I'm not in a place where I want to be paying nobody back and this soon in my business anyway.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I didn't take those bands. It was a lot. You would have thought I got a PPP loan. PPP, baby, just a hard one.
Right. Hey, and that's smart too.
Like that. Yeah, he was gonna bless me.
That's what's up. And look, that's smart though that you were smart enough to recognize that it was too early on to take that on, because at that point you basically worked for him. And that's why I was interested to see how you structured it, because I was like, well, if you find a way to make it work, maybe you can teach me something. But
and his percentage that he was asking for, and I had to start paying it back that very next month. I'm like, well, dang, let me my plan. But that's just how he's a businessman. And if he's gonna do business, that's just how he's gonna do it with anybody. He didn't single me out, but the percentage that he was making me pay, and he's like, well, you gotta start paying already. I don't even have any clients yet.
Right. Yeah. All right. Now, can any tips on like how somebody could go about finding an investor if they did want one?
I actually went onto an angel investor website, but I have my own that's sitting right there. But there are angel investing websites that I was researching some years ago because I didn't know where I was going to get an investor from, not knowing that I had this one right here all the time. I just didn't know he would be willing. He came at me though. But there are angel investors That's all I can say about that. And there are people that will believe in you enough to say, "I'll put money up for you" if they see how driven you are. Like, because I eat, sleep, dream, cleaning. So people that know me, they know that's all I care about.
Yeah,
I think I ran all my friends away talking about my business, and I don't care about it.
Right. Look, at that point, they probably want your friends like you thought they was anyway, right?
Yeah. So, like, nobody comes around anymore because it's all I do, and so I don't care. I had to clean my house, clean business, whatever, everything cleaned up.
100%. All right. Well, I always got to ask this question to every single person I interview to once we start getting towards the end. And I got to ask you, anybody on the sideline watching this video right now thinking, okay, well, that worked for Candy, but it can't work for me. What could you say to that person that's on the sideline scared to make that jump?
I say jump, go for it. No matter what you've been through. I was disadvantaged, single mother, been to prison for trafficking, been on welfare, been on food stamps, high school dropout. I've been, it's nothing that I haven't been through in that realm. But I say go for it. What's stopping you? Because I mean, like, what's stopping you? Nothing. I mean, just jump. You gotta just take that leap of faith because you never know where it's gonna go. Because I was just giving up on my cleaning business, like, damn, I can't get no accounts. Like, hey man, what are these leads? And then, just the simple Craigslist ad. Here I am 7 months later. Overnight went from a subcontract to I'm at almost 5K.
Wow.
And then not only that, the owner of the one in Hickory is ready to turn me on to the golf course people and word of mouth. And the church that I got, that I'm doing, and I just spoke with the man today, will be proceeding on July 16th. But that is an $1,800 job. And that was word of mouth. You know what I'm saying? And so just go for it, because you just never know where it's gonna go. And just be just have a drive. And when people see how driven you are, it's gonna work. 100%. And when you see how driven you are, it's gonna work.
100%.
Yeah, but I just advise people, like, if you really dedicate to your business, just get all them naysayers away from you and start hanging with paysayers. Leave the naysayers and hang with paysayers. That is my motto. I live by it, and that's it. Once you can get all those negative people out your circle and your energy, you'll proceed and you'll move forward if you really dedicated to your business. Well, nothing else matters. Can't nothing else come between you and that business.
Absolutely.
I couldn't say time to do everything business related if that's what you really want. Period.
100%. I couldn't say that better than myself, Miss Candice. So now I'm gonna do this little thing I like to do now. It's like a little fun thing at the end where I do a lightning round. So I'm gonna say a word or a phrase, and you just say the first thing that comes to your mind. All right. So here we go.
I don't know about that.
All right. So first word is manifestation.
I don't know. Do you want the meaning of it?
Or just what it means? First thing that comes to your head, what it means to you.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't understand quite. Manifestation, make it work. That means putting in the time, doing what the other 99% won't do, and do what the 1% will do. And that will make anything manifest. Any dream, any idea, it will come to life. It will if you just put the time and energy into it.
100%. All right. Favorite movie?
Dolomite, the Human Tornado. That's my partner. Everybody knows I'm a funny person. I love Dolomite. I love to laugh, and I just love funny movies. So that's my favorite.
Okay. Favorite entrepreneur of all time?
My mentor is, I ain't gonna say his name, but he probably won't care. But man, I've been watching this guy since I was a kid. And when I tell him the story that I've been watching him, he'd be like, really?
Wow.
He came from the same hood that I came from, and you have been in business for over 25 years, not one single glitch. And he's a force to not be reckoned with. I mean, a force to be reckoned with.
Right. You know what? I want to jump out on a limb, and hopefully I'm not wrong. Hopefully he won't be mad at me, but I read a book called How to Win Friends and Influence People. And in that book, it said, everybody don't want to be famous, but everybody do want to be recognized.
Right.
So I think you should say his name, and I think he won't mind if you do. I just wanted to go out on a limb.
Well, you know what? Gary Williams over there at U.S. Tax Express, thank you for all your advice and helping my business and everything you do. He
Shout
know
out to
he
you.
ain't gonna be mad, but hey, if y'all need y'all taxes done in Charlotte, North Carolina, U.S. Tax Express, Gary Williams, he has been in business for over 25 years, so that says a lot about the guy who does doctors and lawyers taxes.
Absolutely.
He's the bomb, and so you know what? Give him a call, and he ain't gonna be mad.
That's what's up.
Hey, he's in the winner's circle, so we do need to give him some acknowledgement.
Absolutely.
He's so humble, man. I be like, dude, do you know who you are?
Shout out Gary Williams. All right. So next phrase is calculated clean.
Ooh, I love the calculated clean. That's how I got this deal with this church here. Calculated clean just made me an extra $1,850 this month. So I guess that's enough.
All right. And then fitness.
Oh Lord. Fitness. I'm working on it.
You know why I asked you that one though? Is because I see you out there in the trenches working, and that requires physical work. So I said, I'm gonna throw this one at her to see if she got anything on that, because I know you out there actually getting it in.
Yeah, I mean, that is how I work out.
Yeah, facts though. But
and I like to get I'm a physical worker. I do it myself. I don't mind actually doing the work. I don't care about working. So yeah, that's a workout. That's how I do my fitness. Is squeeze you in and
right. All right, y'all. Miss Candice Monroe, how can we follow your journey?
On Cleaning with Candy on YouTube. It's still under construction. I'm working on making it look more like yours.
Mine ain't much.
Got a lot of subscribers now. Sometimes the less is more.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cleaning with Candy on YouTube. I don't have an actual website, but you can reach me at purifiedspace@gmail.com if you'd like to ask any questions. My phone number is 704-967-5149. And that's how you can reach me. And please go and I need some more subscribers on YouTube.
Definitely go subscribe to Cleaning with Candy, y'all.
Please, because AJ the one got me on this. He helped me get this far on this journey. I need some of y'all to like me too, please, because I just want to see where this goes.
Absolutely.
A year from now, I want to see how many accounts I've gained, because I'm only planning on putting my money into CBN. So
yeah,
we're just gonna stick right here with you.
That's what's up, man. I can't wait to see the growth. We're gonna get you back on later on and see how far you're growing from there. So thank you so much, Miss Candice, for coming on, taking the time out. I was a little late, and so again, I thank you for waiting for me as well. And I just wish you the best on your journey. Thank you.
Thank you so much, AJ, and I look forward to talking to you guys soon. Well,
Absolutely.
to you.
All right.
All right.